Hello, I'm Saurabh Chopra, Technical Marketing Engineer for Systems Development Unit in Cisco. In this video, we'll discuss about Programmable Microwave ACM Solution, that is one of the features of Cisco Vault Programmable Network. We will demonstrate how Programmable Microwave ACM Solution enables networks to programmatically adapt to microwave capacity changes and prevents critical network traffic drop in case of microwave bandwidth degradation. Nearly half of all mobile backhaul access networks worldwide utilize microwave links. The typical deployment use the microwave gear to provide wireless links between the access nodes such as cell-side gateways. Microwave links are prone to bandwidth degradation in deteriorated weather conditions. Newer microwave radios are capable of adjusting modulation schemes dynamically to optimize link bandwidth during degradation, and hence the bandwidth supported at a given time by a microwave link depends upon environmental factors. During microwave signal degrade, often link bandwidth is reduced instead of total loss of connectivity, which is normally not detected by Ethernet OEM techniques such as CFM. CFM does not detect LOS event, as CFM traffic is given higher priority even on microwave links. However, data traffic is dropped. So there is a requirement to detect new optimized microwave bandwidth by access devices such that the network can ensure that optimal routing and traffic transport is maintained. Cisco and a number of microwave vendors have implemented a vendor-specific message in Y1731 that carries the microwave link capacity. In case of any signal degrade, the microwave equipment notifies Cisco routers of ACM events and the link bandwidth available with the current modulation on the microwave link, such that the routers can accordingly adapt to the change. This optimal solution can be used without full Y1731 support and can be implemented on IP, MPLS, and Ethernet networks. It supports very fast information exchange and event-based reaction. Cisco EPN Programmable Microwave ACM feature provides a solution to programmatically adapt to the Y1731 change in bandwidth notification during signal degrade. When a microwave link degrades and the link bandwidth optimizes, the new adaptive bandwidth is reported to the Cisco routers using Y1731 bandwidth vendor-specific message. Based on the bandwidth values received from the Y1731 message, EM-Script on Cisco routers takes appropriate action. EM-Script is a tool that provides real-time network event detection and onboard automation. These actions include routing optimization that adjusts the IGP metric on the degraded links based on the algorithms optimized for the topology. Lossless proactive protection that removes a link from IGP in case of IP-MPLS access or performs G8032 protection switchover from Ethernet access. Congestion control and service prioritization. As most microwave equipment support sub-gigabit transmission rates, access nodes implement HQS policies on gigabit Ethernet interfaces connected to the microwave links to limit the traffic to bandwidth supported across the link. Any degrade of link bandwidth causes random packet drop on the microwave link that is not desired for critical network traffic. In case of signal degrade and bandwidth change on the microwave link, this solution adjusts accordingly the HQS policy on degraded interfaces while preserving as much as possible guaranteed critical service classes. This solution is already implemented by several microwave system vendors and Cisco. Now I'll demonstrate how the solution works. First, I'll demonstrate the solution on IP-MPLS access. When a microwave link degrades and the link bandwidth optimizes, the new adaptive bandwidth is reported to the Cisco routers using Y1731 bandwidth vendor-specific message. Based on the bandwidth values received from the Y1731 message, EM-Script on the access node changes QoS accordingly, such that the bandwidth for priority traffic is strictly maintained and all loss of bandwidth is absorbed by the best effort class traffic. The EM-Script also adjusts the IGP metric on the link based on available bandwidth. In case the notified bandwidth is less than the bandwidth required by the priority class, the link is removed from the IGP. EM-Script on access node restores normal QoS and IGP on the link once link bandwidth is recovered. So we have interface gigabit Ethernet 0x6 connected to the microwave gear. In our case, another Cisco device is acting as microwave gear and simulating Y1731 bandwidth vendor specific message. Let's check out the configuration of this interface. We see that there is an egress policy map configured on this interface. Let us check its configuration. So we see there is a shaping bandwidth of 400 Mbps configured in this policy map. Let us check its child policies configuration. So we have child policy configured with 5% of bandwidth for the priority class. Let us check the policy map outputs for the interface. We see that the priority class is configured with 5% of bandwidth, which is 20 Mbps. Now let us check the layer 3 interface configuration. So we have a service instance 61 configured, and let us check the corresponding SVI interface configuration. We see that ISIS metric of 100 is configured on this interface. So in normal condition, we have shaping bandwidth of 400 Mbps, and priority class is assigned 5% of bandwidth, that is 20 Mbps, and the SVI interface VLAN 61 is configured with ISIS metric of 100. Now let's simulate Y1731 bandwidth vendor specific message from microwave gear connected to Gig 0 by 6 interface. In our case, there is another Cisco router connected to Gig 0 by 6 interface, and it is acting as microwave gear. So let us first of all check the CFM status on the interface Gig 0 by 6. We do have CFM up for Gig 0 by 6 interface. Let us check whether we have the EM scripts in place. We have EM script ACM62 in place. I'll enable terminal monitor. And on the microwave device, I'll check the CFM status again. We do have CFM up on the Gig 0 by 7 interface, which is connected to Gig 0 by 6 interface of the access device. Now I'll initiate bandwidth VSM message with a degraded bandwidth. Interface is Gig 0 by 7. I'll set it for the VLAN 61 with the current degraded bandwidth as 200 Mbps, normal bandwidth as 400 Mbps, and level as CFM level 3. Okay, on the access node, now we see that we have received a VSM message, and that says that the current degraded value now is 200 Mbps on the microwave link, and the nominal value is 400 Mbps. We see that the EM script ACM62 is triggered, and it has configured a new policy map on the interface based on the bandwidth value it received from the VSM message. So let us check the interface configuration. We see that the new policy map is assigned on the interface. Let us check the configuration. We see that the new shaping bandwidth 200 Mbps is assigned to this new class. Let us check the child policy map. We see that the priority class is now assigned 10% of bandwidth. Let us check the QoS output for the interface. Now we see that the priority percent is increased to 10%, and the new bandwidth and the bandwidth assigned to the priority class is 20 Mbps. So that is still the same bandwidth as it was initially when the bandwidth was 400 Mbps. So we are actually maintaining the bandwidth for the priority class same as it was initially with the 400 Mbps. Now let us check the SVI interface configuration. We see that the ISIS metric is also changed, and it is also corresponding to the new bandwidth received from the VSM message for the microwave link. So we see that every time we have a change in the bandwidth on the microwave link, we change the policy map. However, we retain the priority class bandwidth, and we change the metric on the interface accordingly. Now let us further degrade the bandwidth to 100 Mbps. So I'll again enable terminal monitor, and now we'll make the degraded bandwidth from 200 Mbps to 100 Mbps. We see again we have received the VSM message, and now it says that the current bandwidth is 100 Mbps and the nominal bandwidth is 400 Mbps. Again we have the EM script triggered, ECM62, and it has assigned the policy map, new policy map to the interface. Let us check the interface configuration again. Okay, so let us see the policy map status on the interface. Now we see that the priority class bandwidth percent has increased to 20%, and the bandwidth assigned to the priority class is still maintained as 20 Mbps. So once the bandwidth is further reduced, the priority class's bandwidth percentage has increased, and we are still maintaining the priority class bandwidth requirement. Let us check the SPI interface configuration. In the SPI interface configuration, we see that the now metric has increased from 400 to 500. That is corresponding to the new bandwidth on the new bandwidth received from the VSM message. Now let us further reduce the bandwidth below the priority class bandwidth and see what happens. So the priority class has bandwidth of 20 Mbps, so I'll make the bandwidth change to 19 Mbps. So now we see that VSM message is received from the interface gig 0 by 6, and the current bandwidth received is 19 Mbps and the nominal bandwidth is 400 Mbps. So now let's check the SVI interface configuration. Now we see that the SVI interface has ISIS metric to a very high value, such that the link is now removed from the IGP. So this link will not be chosen unless it is the last link in the IGP. Let us try to restore the bandwidth back on this device to 400 Mbps. I'll make this value to 400 Mbps. So now we see that we have received a VSM message with current bandwidth as 400 Mbps and nominal bandwidth as 400 Mbps. So let us see what happens. We see that the interface metric is now restored to 100. We also see that the shaping bandwidth is now back to 400 Mbps and the priority class is again 5% and 20 Mbps. So we see that the network programmatically adapts to bandwidth change whenever the bandwidth on microwave link changes. Now I'll demonstrate this solution on Ethernet access with G8032 ring. In this case, when a microwave link degrades and the link bandwidth optimizes, the new adaptive bandwidth is reported on the Cisco routers using Y1731 bandwidth vendor specific message. Based on the bandwidth values received from the Y1731 message, EM script on the access node changes QoS accordingly, such that the bandwidth of priority traffic is strictly maintained and all loss of bandwidth is absorbed by the best effort class traffic. In case the notified bandwidth is less than the bandwidth required by the priority class, protection switchover is performed for the G8032 instance. Once bandwidth is restored, EM script on the access node restores QoS and G8032 ring in normal mode. So we have interface 10 gigabit Ethernet 0 by 1, that is a part of a G8032 ring. Also it is connected to the microwave link. So let us check the configuration of this interface. We see that there is an egress QoS policy map applied on this interface. Let us check its configuration. So the shaping bandwidth applied on this particular policy map is 400 Mbps. Let us check its child policy map. So we see in the child policy map, the priority class is assigned bandwidth percent of 20, and let us see the interface QoS. We see that the priority class is assigned 20% of bandwidth, which is 80 Mbps. Now let us check the status of the G8032 ring. So currently the ring status on 10Gig01 is in the idle state. So let us check if we have the EM scripts in place. So we do have an EM script ACM62 in place. Now let us check if we have the CFM up on the interface 10Gig0x1. We do have CFM up. Now let's simulate Y1731 bandwidth vendor specific message from the microwave gear connected to 10 gigabit Ethernet 0x1 interface. In our case, we are using another Cisco router acting as a microwave gear connecting to 10 gigabit Ethernet 0x1 interface. I'll use VLAN 99 and the current degraded bandwidth as 200 Mbps and the nominal bandwidth as 400 Mbps and CFM level as 1. So now we see on the access node we receive a VSM message and the current bandwidth which is the degraded bandwidth as 200 Mbps and the nominal bandwidth as 400 Mbps. We see that the EM script ACM62 is triggered and now there is a new policy map it has applied on the interface. Let's check the interface configuration. We see that the policy map is applied on it. Let's check the policy map configuration. We see now the shaping bandwidth has been reduced to the current bandwidth, which is 200 Mbps. Let us see the child policy map. Now we see that the priority class percentage for the bandwidth has matched the bandwidth required for the priority class to 80 Mbps. So let us check the interface 10Gig0x1 QoS outputs. So we see in the priority class, the priority percent has been increased to 40%, and now again the bandwidth has been maintained to 80 Mbps as desired for the priority class. And this 80 Mbps was there initially when the bandwidth was 400 Mbps. So we are maintaining the QoS, we are maintaining the bandwidth required by the priority class. Let us check the G8032 link status. So G8032 is still in the idle status. Now let us reduce the bandwidth on the microwave link below the priority class bandwidth and see what happens. So we have the bandwidth required by the priority class at 80 Mbps. So I'll reduce the microwave link bandwidth as 79 Mbps to the bandwidth VSM message. So we see that we have received a VSM message on the 10 gig Ethernet 0x1 interface and the current degraded bandwidth as 79 Mbps and nominal bandwidth as 400 Mbps. So we also see that the EM script ACM62 has also performed a G8032 manual switchover such that the alternate path can be used. So let us check the status of the G8032 ring. So we see that the G8032 has been manually switched over. Let us see now what happens when we restore the bandwidth back to the nominal bandwidth. So the nominal bandwidth is 400 Mbps. So I'll restore it back to 400 Mbps. So we see that we receive a message on the 10Gig0x1 interface and we receive the message as current bandwidth as 400 Mbps and the nominal bandwidth as 400 Mbps. So we also see that the EM script has moved back the status of the G8032 instance as idle from the manual switchover mode. Let us see the status of the G8032 ring. So it is now back to the idle state. So we see that the network programmatically adapts to the bandwidth change whenever the bandwidth on a microwave link changes. Cisco Evolved Programmable Network adapts intelligently to microwave capacity changes and prevents critical network traffic drop. Y1731 bandwidth VSM messages enable microwave devices to inform network nodes about capacity changes in a fast and efficient way. EM script enables network to programmatically optimize based on the bandwidth VSM messages, enabling self-organizing networks. Please contact Cisco Sales Account Team representative for the customized EM scripts.